So this being my first PC build, I'm not gonna go in depth. Instead, I'm just gonna give a brief overview about this PC build and the steps which you need to follow while building a PC. I just want to thank my friends Vishal and Aditya who made this possible. I'll be leaving their links in the description, so check them out. The CPU of my choice is Intel i7-8700. So this is a 6 core 12 thread processor which is perfect for multi-thread tasks like video editing. So out of the box you'll be getting the processor itself, along with it you'll be getting a crappy stock cooler. So as I'm not going to overclock my CPU, I thought let me stick with this crappy cooler. So I have the MSI B360M motherboard. So this motherboard is a non-overclockable micro ATX motherboard which is meant for the 8th gen Intel CPU. So this motherboard has got all the regular ports with it, and out of the box it does not support Wi-Fi, so I had to purchase a separate dongle which makes it Wi-Fi enabled. Now let's install the CPU to the motherboard. While doing this, first try to identify the little golden triangle found on your CPU. Try to align that with the one which is found on the motherboard, and try to do all this in one try because you don't want to damage the pins found in the motherboard. So now let's install the CPU cooler. Just place it gently on your CPU and latch it on all the four sides. While doing it, try to do it alternatively because you don't want to apply pressure on one side. So I have a single stick of 8 gigs of RAM from G-Skill. As I have a micro ATX board, I have only two RAM slots to work with, that is channel 1 and channel 2. So I have only one RAM stick, so I can either keep it in channel 1 or channel 2. So while placing your RAM, just make sure you open the latch and place your RAM, then apply pressure on both the sides. Make sure you do it, and you will get to know whether your RAM is properly placed once the latch closes by itself. If it is not done, that means you have not placed it. In my case, I have not done it properly. Make sure you just apply pressure on both the sides. Now let's move on to the cabinet. So the cabinet of choice is Cooler Master Box. Out of the box, the package of this cabinet was quite good. It comes with one case fan. You can attach 3 more in the front of the case. It is a huge case. I had a lot of space for cable management. A small tip from my side, try to get few plastic cups and try to place all those screws in these. Now let's place our motherboard in the cabinet. Before doing that, try to place the IO shield to the cabinet. Once you're done with it, just place your motherboard and try to pay attention to the cabinet. It will mention how many screws are required. In my case, I'm using a micro ATX, so I use 6 screws to fix my motherboard to the cabinet. So you will know if your motherboard is correctly placed. If all the ports are seen in the IO shield, that means you have correctly placed your motherboard. To make the work easy, I just connected all the connections from my cabinet to the motherboard after just plugging in my motherboard. Moving on to the power supply, I have the Corsair Bronze 550 watt power supply. Once you've taken it out of the box, now just attach the frame which will help you to place it in the cabinet. Once you're done with it, just take a help of your friend, just pull all the wire to the other side and then place your cabinet in the position. For the storage, I have the Seagate 1TB hard disk with me. Along with it, I have got the SanDisk 120GB SSD. Once you've fixed your storage devices to your cabinet, then I would suggest you to give the connections, that is the SATA and data cables. Moving on to the best part of the PC build, which is the graphic card. So the graphic card of choice is GTX 1060 6GB from MSI. So at the time of build, this card was available. There was no RTX card out there, but this card has been really good. I'll be making a separate video about this card, so stay tuned for that. Once you've taken your graphic card out of the box, make sure you remove all the plastic covering. Once you're done with it, open the latch, place your graphic card gently on the PCI slot. Now apply a little pressure. You'll get to know whether your graphic card is placed. You'll be hearing a latching sound. Once you're done with it, give the necessary connection to it and you're... So at this point, I'm done with the PC build. I just had to put the side panel on. So I had to do few connections. After that, when I turned it on, my PC didn't turn on, so I started to run some troubleshoots. So if your PC is not turning on, try to do these. Number one, see whether your graphic card is properly placed. Number two, see whether if your RAM is properly placed. In my case, my RAM was not placed properly, so I had to do that again. And number three, see whether your connection from the monitor is given to your graphic card and not to your motherboard. This was my overall experience of me building my PC. As this was my first PC, it was a little nervous. At the same time, I had a lot of fun while building it. I'm just gonna thank my friends once again who made this video possible. So one of my friend called Vishal, he made another perspective of this PC build in his channel. I'll be leaving the link in the description. Go ahead and check that one out. So that's it for the video, guys. There are more PC builds which are gonna come. For that, you just need to subscribe and tap on the bell mark. And then it's me signing off. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget, peace out.